Hey everyone, Michael Phoenix, founder and staff of the magazine. Over here now, pretty much Center City, Allentown, hanging out between 8th and 9th, at the PPL building, PPL Plaza. Now, in case you haven't noticed, there's, in the past week, there has been a lot going on. Alright? You have people that are spreading hate, which that is a wide definition of that word right there. And you have people that are trying to basically change history, erase it, censor your constitutionally and by law protected freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom of expression. You have both sides on that one. Officially, yes, I do my personal opinions. No, I'm not going to tell you them. Officially, Surrealville City and any media I do maintains a neutral position on this. As part of the media, it is the magazine's job to present the facts, nothing more, nothing less, unless it's an editorial, which the word was invented for a reason. Hey, look, this is opinion. So with that disclaimer out of the way. Oh, and if there is any editorials that are done on this subject, neither myself nor the magazine support what is called, the popular term white supremacy, black supremacy, or any supremacy or extremism in any way, shape, or form. I really wanted to and had to throw that in. All right. So with the disclaimers and legal bullshit out of the way, pardon the language, we'll hear more of it in this. Oh yeah, if language offends you, words such as bullshit, fuck, pissed off, please do not go any farther, because I only use English slang when I'm trying to emphasize a point, and these are points that really have to be emphasized. So it's basically just going to be straight through winging it, like I always do. But anyway, the legal technicalities out of the way. Now, here's something for you to think about. Alright? All the news articles you see, all the opinions you hear, and trust me, everybody has one, especially on topics like this. Monuments being torn down. The graffiti being created, the rallies, the protests, which, by the way, do yourself a favor, ignore them. Honestly, they really have no effect anymore at all. Zero. All rallies and protests are, for the most part, are a bunch of people getting on jumping on whatever popularity bandwagon is current, and basically just shooting their mouths off and really not saying too much if you stop and think about it. And our government officials really don't, most of them, if they're smart, really don't give a shit. Not if they're smart, but most government officials don't care anyway. They see, in fact, I'm surprised the media even makes a big deal out of it, because with with myself, every time oh wow, there's another rally or protest. Oh shit, here we go again. That's honestly my reaction. Right? But here's something for everybody to think about. Number one, we are created from positive and negative energy. Forget about the emotions, forget about that whole human crap, etc. We are created with positive and negative energy flows through our veins, which our brains interpret as love, hate, good, evil, right, wrong. Now, take away that, and guess what? Here's some reality. Here's a virtual reality for you, literally. Tear down the monuments. Go for it. Originally, I was really pissed off. I was going to do this completely differently, but let's do this the common, logical way. Please tear down every single monument. You know what? You want to tear down the ones that remind us of slavery. And guess what? You had better tear down everything else while you're at it. Because it happened. I hate to tell you. And for all the time and money that's being wasted, all these, whether they're right or wrong, your opinion, people who on both ends and both extremes who say, wow, well, your taxpayer money, your taxpayer, there aren't enough problems in your locality, in your state, and in our country to blow your hard-earned tax-paying money on. You know what? We need to add this. Our localities, states, federal government, yeah, budget's balanced. We have like multi-trillion dollars at our disposal. So you know what? Let's bring these things down. Okay, number one, great, fantastic. Glad you have that much money because most people don't to help fund our government. Secondly, tear them down. 500, 1,000, 5,000 years from now. Do you really think archaeologists are going to be digging through the physical landscapes of this planet? No. Archaeologists and scientists are going to be going through the virtual landscapes, which we have created since the dawn of the internet. And with 3D technology evolving, with virtual reality evolving. 500, 1,000, 5,000 years. Which one do you think people are going to be living in? Physical or virtual? You forget that we, for the first time in the history of this planet, are creating a true record of the future's past. Scientists and archaeologists, again, that far ahead, will be able to see truly with our video, with our posts, with everything we put online, the photos, the true, what everyday life was like for us. So you know what? You can tear down those monuments. You can try to erase every single physical trace of existence of the Civil War, slavery, or anything else you so choose, because apparently these people have nothing to do and a hell of a lot more time on their hands than the average person, who's family, or in my case, online magazine, etc. So, do it. I guarantee you somebody's going to recreate the thing, can easily recreate or has been recreated, a 3D model of it. May not be the original. And also we have 3D printing. How hard do you think it's going to be and how cheap is it going to be to recreate those monuments and statues? How hard do you think it's going to be to recreate those documents should you decide to burn them or try to erase their existence? These people that want to tear down everything because, I'm offended by this, and apparently I live in 2017 and I was alive 200 years ago. You were alive when slavery happened. Prove it to me. I'll put you on camera. I'll hand over my magazine to you. If you were alive today and were alive during the time of the Civil War, before that was slavery, please, I'll hand you my magazine. I will quit doing this in a heartbeat. How do you know what it was like back then? There's no video evidence. There's only stories that were handed down. Only written accounts. How do you know what it was like back then? How do you know what life was like? I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, slavery is dead wrong. Slavery needs to be abolished. But go ahead, try to change history. We live in the virtual world. You can't erase it anymore. Hopefully all this made sense. Like I said, I was just winging it and I tried to keep the language out, but I think you can tell by my tone of voice how dead serious I am. In today's social media virtual society that we are now living in, do you have any idea how many times I get pissed off? How many times I'm offended? There's a simple solution to all of this. Actually, I'm ending it with this. When in racism, stop being a person's skin color. Seriously. I'm describing somebody banned or, most I'll say is dark or light skinned, because I'm sorry. Two different shades. I'm not white. Only albinos are white. But anyway, hopefully all this made sense to you, because I'm just kind of like literally winging it. Again, I'm saying this, but stop using, and this is to the media especially, because I'm part of it. Stop using a person's skin color. I've seen very few dark-skinned people who are truly black. I've seen very, I'm giving it. And also, prejudice, discrimination, etc. does exist in this world, in our country, our society, the world. Just remember one thing, especially if you belong to a group or organization. You want to scream at prejudice, you want to scream racism, you want to scream discrimination, fight against it. Look at yourself and look at that group or organization and see if you might also be causing it. Personally, and professionally, I don't give a damn what your skin color is, sexual preference, religious orientation, etc., etc., etc. I give a damn about the fact that you're a human being, and either I like you and we get along, or I don't and we don't. Period. End game, end of story. So, maybe things like, maybe we're not going to find a balance, because I highly doubt you'll ever see White History Month. I highly doubt you'll ever see Straight Pride Month, or straight Pride in the Park. Don't really care. And by the way, for the record, I am widowed, straight, Caucasian, male. That's just the start. So, no criminal background, never did drugs. So, yes, I do face it. Yes, I do face it. I'm not privileged of anything. I fight like hell, and give it everything I have. So before you want to scream and bitch and piss and moan and cry about how you're discriminated against, how you need equal rights, how your whatever was treated in the past. Look at how your group, your organization, or whatever, how they've treated people too. There's more than one side to the story. It's the job of the media to tell as many as possible. And it's our job it's our job as citizens of the United States to withhold and fight for our Constitution, for our freedoms. You want to ban hate speech? Well, I got news for you. You want to ban white supremacy? I'm like I said, I'm against extremists in all areas. You want to ban that? As long as they are not inciting violence or hurting anyone, they have a right. They have a right to peacefully assemble. They have a right to express themselves. They have a right to freedom of speech. Everyone does. Those are things that we are abusing now and taking for granted. So I'm going to end this out there. real quick. I know it's been long, but hopefully you'll listen to the whole thing. We're in 2017, people. I'm 46 years old, was born in 1971. I live in 2017. To a point, for all of you out there who want to commit crimes, vandalism, want to say, etc., who want to eliminate free speech because, wow, it offends you. Well, I got news for you. I sat in McDonald's this morning on Union Boulevard and heard one of the employees who was done with his shift use the M word 5 times within less than 5 minutes. And he was sitting right next to me. That is the one word I have no tolerance for. You know what? I didn't say a word. Because it was his right to free speech. Like I said, we're in 2017. To a certain point, get over it and grow. Get over it and grow the fuck up. And I'm not aiming this at everyone, just targeting it at certain people and groups of individuals. You want to fight to change things, you don't think something's right. Don't tear down or destroy something. You want to go to your representative, your government officials. But better yet, instead of sitting there on the sidelines bitching and crying, how about running for office yourself if you have any guts? Point blank, this was an editorial, this is my opinion. Very long, very drawn out. And sometimes you have to be for people to get the full impact. Welcome to 2017 and beyond. How are you going to write the future's past? How is your story going to affect it?